my walk with Jesus right now. It is too hot. I have the air conditioner running in the living room with the majority of things in the house closed, so that even a modicum of the cold air makes it into this room. It's too hot. Scandalous. Yo, what it do, Atoko? Welcome to Maxroll, boo boo. Glad to see you. Might as well go shirtless. Nah, cause then it's like, you know what I mean? It's in here. It's in there. You know what I mean? I like how I can post to Twitter and I can just put up GIFs of memes like this cat that's too hot. Hold on, let me show y'all. Look at this cat that's too hot. That cat's too hot. What up, Ulison? What's good, Eric? What is the best build for Necro that just hit 50 no uniques, very few aspects? Minions. Can you do a Bone Spirit already? I did do Bone Spirit, but now I actually want to push in the pit, and I'm most interested in pushing on Bone Spirit. Yeah, I've already done Bone Spirit Necro, but now I actually want to, like, I spend all my time, it's been like over a month now, right? I spent a month of just testing builds, and now I kind of just want to play the game. I like never like fully min-max a build ever. Like all I've been doing is testing. There's also kind of the issue right now, which is just like, the difference between, and here's a video I want to do. Maybe we could do this for like a blood build. Easiest way to get aspects. You just want to be in the Helltide killing stuff. And then you can gamble with your obols for specific gear pieces. Chronic spent 3 or 4 days min-maxing and then it ripped. Yeah, that's why I don't play hardcore. No problem, Dennis. Yo, thank you for the likes on YouTube as well, by the way. Thank you, thank you. If y'all watching on YouTube, if you could toss a like on there, I appreciate it. If not, I get it. Like, I'm not your dad. Don't worry about it. I don't know why I just got stuck in like a half-ass Georgian drawl. You know what it was? I was hanging out in Ciroc stream last night. Some boy from Georgia. Georgia. Ooh. Georgia. Georgia. Ooh. We on our grind in Georgia all the time. It ain't nothing on my mind but Georgia. We ain't playing with you. You know what? I gotta rip off the bandage real quick. Y'all and peach cobbler. That's what I know about Georgia. Y'all and peach cobbler. I'm pretty sure that's all there is to Georgia. All right, so I have to do Essence in Bloodbath and Dominate in Scent of Death. We on our grind in Georgia all the time. It ain't nothing on my mind but Georgia. We ain't playing with ya. It would have just been faster to completely redo my board, to be honest. Okay, now does this retroactively? What? Okay. Trying to learn damage calculation in this game to learn what stats were taken maximum. How do I know when a number is multiplicative or additive? It will have a plus symbol or an X next to it. If you don't see that, you have to go turn on advanced tooltips. I would highly recommend typing in exclamation point damage and checking that out, by the way. Mr. Killswitch, thank you for the follow. Also, what happened to music? But they added a thing in... They gave Modern Warfare 3 ammunition types. Cool. It is grossly hot, Raven. It is disgusting. He only pays attention to Twitch. You don't have to talk about me like that. I'm right here, boo-boo. I love Bone Spirit. How goes the day? Day just started effectively for me. I had the day off because it is Juneteenth. So, here in the States.
You subscribe to a bad content creator.
Old Heathen, thank you so much for the 2 months.
One.
You were super wrong, yeah. The funny part about it is that the last two things I had responded to were specifically on YouTube. But you might have just shown up at a weird time. Wish you had a Bio Boy for all classes. I mean, the guys on Max Roll for the other classes are
the temp tonight in Boston.
Incredibly intelligent creators. Major changes to the Blight build. You put sacrificial aspect on now instead of intercom. Stays. Thank you very much for the 3 months. How's the temp tonight? What's the temperature like right now? Oh, TikTok, stop yelling. It is 94 degrees with a high of 95. And with humidity, it feels like 104. In Boston. In June. The fuck? Bone Spear's been viable the whole time. With that heat, you might as well move to the south. Well, there's some other benefits to living up in the north. But yeah, it is rough. It's rough here for your boys. We on our grind in Georgia. We ain't playing with you. But yeah, it is rough right now out here for your boy. All right, so we got this active. Flesh Eater. Live in Houston, it's always hot and steamy. Houston, Texas. Born and raised. I was not born and raised in Houston, Texas. I don't know. I was just talking like that. Okay, so now the next boards This one goes down to hulking. I don't care about that. How do you generate Fortify on Bone Spirit? Reapers generate corpses, and Blood Mist, and Lucky a chance to generate corpses. Necrotic Carapace. A monster dying and leaving behind a corpse is not you generating a corpse. We on a grind in Georgia. Yeah, this is it. Essence. Yeah, I would rather the intelligence. Sent to death. You forgot to send me a meme. I wasn't gonna say none. They can say him just wasn't ever sent chores. Reapers play it is. Yeah, you can use Reapers. What did I put here? Dominate. It's actually that. Okay, I fucked up some. No, I did not. I do not get a glyph here. I get the maximum life. Oh, I still fucked up some though. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm coughing so much in here. How's my res and all that right now? 34, 44. I don't need this res. Why did I pick this up? I need one of them res. Makes sense I pick that up and I pick up this and then I'm res capped and then I can take that point out and gain some more maximum life later. Okay, so now my minions have gained a significant amount of survivability. They've gained 20 DR, which is even better because this goes from being it's not like they gained another 20 DR, it's that their 20 DR source became a 40 DR source, which is a very large amount of damage reduction. Okay. What's this at? I don't do legions. Why would I care about that? Yeah, we can do this Helltide. Let's go do a lady. Why are your glyphs not 21? Because I'm lazy. And the benefits from them are like, they're okay. I'm just lazy. Yeah. One more point for 10 more DR. I don't believe that I should require it. They were doing almost okay on the 20 DR previously, so doubling the effectiveness of that DR source should be fairly large. If not, I can always like go back and... All right, I have to use my paddles. I use paddles now. So basically what I need is a metric ton of gear generated quickly. That is what I currently need. There we go. Are the Reapers just for farming? So Sirach is able to survive with the Reapers up, and if that is the case, then I would much rather be using the Reapers. My experience was showing me that they were dying too often, but I was not prioritizing getting the Reaper node, or not the Reaper node, the DR node maxed out. So in this universe, I might just be able to do that. I think I need in-game sounds. Let me know if game sounds are too loud, by the way. But you know what I also need is crystal. Game sound is good, thank you. So what I'm looking for is, that's cool. What I'm looking for is essence per second with bone spirit ranks. With bone spirit ranks. Why can't I think? What I am currently looking for is essence per second, movement speed, bone spirit ranks on boots. I'm looking for macabre skills with essence per second. And then an armor roll on armor. Then I'm looking for essence per second with cooldown reduction and max resource on helmet. Those are the 3 gear pieces I'm like really looking to up right now. I need a significantly better sword. Although my sword's like pretty good. But its temper is very bad. Is that 19 mil or 19 build? No, that was 19 mil. No, this build at its max right now is only doing like 500 mil. With all buffs up and everything set. Like on my current gear. My current gear is trash. I mean very, very bad trash. I'm currently missing, I need like 3 more critical strike chance so that I can actually put a multiplier here as well. Great video explaining the current situation with Bones Storm. Question, did you test post-patch on multiple targets to see if you can reach max life barrier? You can reach max life barrier, yeah. There's no question of how much barrier you can generate. It is the rate at which you generate the barrier, which is the problem. What's best in slot helm for Bone Spirit? Maximum resource, essence per second, cooldown reduction with blood getters. And right now I need resources. Frad Time, thank you so much for the follow. Daedalus, thank you for the hydrate. Oh, I should probably check what's it called. I might have made some sales. Blood is the way? Blood is the way, for sure. They want to buy my focus. Cool. See if they're still on. If not, rip. Do I have a TC from the most current version of this build? A TC. What does TC mean? Oh, build planner? Yeah, it's a max roll build guide is updated for this. The insult to injury, Bone Spirit, the premier crit nuke, is better at overpowering than blood skills. It is. Yep. And do you want to know why? Because Bone Spirit can overpower on every attack, something that blood builds can't do. And are continuously told, well, no, the overpower is worth the fact that you can't proc it consistently, but it doesn't actually outperform crit in any way. And it's meant to reward you for building into a tanky build and to give you this kind of like crushing blow type effect. But what it actually just leads you to do is have to fully invest into a system just to understand that you're only getting like a 10th to like 50% of its effective value out of it. It's like a really, really interesting gap between intent and functional application that I do find legitimately interesting to think about from like a game balance perspective. Like, how do you make this system not just different crit? And I think what you need to be able to do is be able to get up to like a certain percentage chance to overpower, but have it cap at lower than crit, but then increase the amount of additive damage that grants. What do I think about replacing Grasping Veins with Sacrificial Aspect? I think that would be a very poor choice because you would be losing out on a 50% damage multiplier to gain... Go from 35 to 52. So it's 1.52 divided by 1.35 is 1. Then you have 0.17 left over. What is 1.52 divided? It's hard to do decimals. It's a 12.5% increase in damage. So you're losing out just like on an incredible amount of both crit chance and damage. So I wouldn't recommend that. Yeah. We live in this weird world where like I disagree with the mentality of the developers that the barbarian should be able to continue to hold us back in this way and continue to negatively impact the game's ability and like scope of, or not scope, but like design space, like the volume of design space, the decisions that they can make, the toys that they can give us, just so that barbarian can have 2 class systems instead of 1. God, this argument just makes me so angry. The barbarian doesn't get to have a class system. The barbarian does have a class system, and then they have a second thing that says they equip 4 weapons. I fucking hate it so goddamn much. Like, it makes me legitimately angry. But like, what can you do? So with Bone Storm still bugged, Bone Storm is not bugged. I'm not sure what that statement means. But I would not run Army of the Dead. I also don't know what build we're talking about, Garrulus. So it would help me if you could identify what build we're talking about. Oh, not that one. How do you do that as Barb with 4 weapons? It uses the base weapon of the weapon that's used for the attack. So you know how you can set a skill to use a specific weapon type? That's the weapon. That's how you have to do the calculation. Oh, that's too long. Dead enemies do not count as your minions, whatever the name is, so how do you raise them? Sorry for being grammatically incorrect. Said that dead enemies do not count as your minions. Ah, I understand the question. I said that when an enemy dies and leaves behind a corpse, that does not count as you generating a corpse from hewed flesh. For the purposes of proccing Necrotic Carapace. There are corpses, you just didn't generate a corpse mechanically for the game. Have I seen Rob's build? I haven't. Nope. What are the differences? Because I assume you have questions about it. Pets counted minions actually get fixed? I think so. I haven't tested it. He uses Tybalt. I think that's a terrible option. But I assume the reason why we're using Tybalt's is because he runs it without minions? Maybe?
I appreciate that. I'm impressed.
Goes for 275 essence. Yep. But does he run it without minions would be my question. So that's the only reason why you should run Tybalt's. Company building was doing okay, then I got some big upgrades and man, does it feel good? It is. You don't have to apologize. I just, like, I don't know Rob's build. Rob's a smart dude. He's probably going for a different approach to doing a thing. I don't believe that that approach will be better, but it's hard to say without knowing more. Yes, Elivian. Do you need minions for Blood Moon Breaches? Do you need minions for Blood Moon Breaches? We choose to use Blood Moon Breaches because it's the largest total damage multiplier while also offering a very good damage reduction stat. That... What is the word I want to say here? Do you need Blood Moon Breaches? We can afford to not run Tibalts because we are using minions, and minions are just the strongest option. Would a 2 GA Scythe with damage and damage over time be better than a 1 GA for Int? It depends on how much intelligence you have and how much damage you have. There's not a single answer to that question. Just read Blake out of Maxwell. It's awesome. Simple question. As many lucky hit up to chances as many different tempers or some priority. You basically want to get freeze. When you're applying crowd control, you need to apply as many unique crowd control effects as you can to maximize the effectiveness of each application. I should basically just swap it over to say freeze. The only issue with that is that people will think that they have bricked their build if they don't get freeze, and that's just not true. It's just not optimal. And at the end of the day, my Maxwell guide has to be consumable by every tier of player. So people who know what I'm talking about will understand what it means. People who don't will just see add crowd control, and that's good. And in general, you add any of the crowd control effects, it will be good for your build. But yeah, I kind of have to walk this very weird line between the two things. Are you going to use Shaco on Bone Spirit? No, I'm not. The Shielding Storm aspect, not giving maximum. Running your Shadow Minion build with Bone Storm and Bone Prison. Ah, okay. So if you're running the exact Shadow Minion build that I have and you're still using Ultimate Shadow, you are generating a ton of maximum essence. Or maximum barrier. And you shouldn't worry about that so much. Ooh, that is a good armor. Do not worry about the fact, like, you are actually performing at the exact same rate that you were before. Vulnerable damage. So continue to do that. Oh, I could roll this to essence per second. Oh, I could roll this to essence per second. I wish it wasn't a minimum roll, but like, what can you do? Sometimes you gotta accept the fact that your gear is trash.
Greetings. How shall I guide my hammer?
Cultured Savage, AO Asylum, Miller, thank you very much for the follow. Also, thank you very much for all of the likes on the YouTube stream. I appreciate y'all. So I have good essence per second, but kind of like nothing else on the boots. So yeah, I'm gonna roll these. You're at 150. You're at 115 in the pit. Let's go. GG. Ooh, I'm thinking about running exploiters on Blight for pit clear time. I think we're at like AOZ time at this point. And it's cool when you just kind of pop her. Alright, I have 12 minutes. Let's do this one last one. We'll open up chests. Go run some pits. Farm up some stuff there. Try to roll these booties. Oh, Blade Necro, how rough is the starter build without Ebon Piercer? As long as you're building into Blight's damage, the build will feel okay. But even like buying a low roll Ebon Piercer and putting it on your amulet will immediately feel great. But you can run, you'll have an Ebon Piercer if you run Grigor like 5 or 6 times. And you can do that like level 75, honestly. Yeah. Hello? Courtesy reminder of my scheduled service appointment for my car. Oh yeah, that's the best part. My car is air conditioned. Stopped working sometime like last month. And I didn't really notice until very recently. And I'm getting that service tomorrow. And since I drive a fairly new Honda Civic, apparently it can only be serviced by a dealership. So it's gonna run me like $1,000. So that's coolio, if I do say so myself. Excuse me. You would think that anybody should be able to do it, and I even brought it to like my local these dudes are mechanics that want to get your business by any means necessary, like mechanic. And he's like, yeah, pop the hood. I'm like, I think I just need Freon because like the AC system works, it's just not blowing cold. He pops the hood and he's looking at it and goes, what is this, a 2017? Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to service this for you. This can only be done by the dealership and it's gonna cost a metric ton. And I was like for real? I was like, how much is a lot? Because you're saying a lot like it is a scary amount, and I don't much appreciate that. So when you're saying it's a lot as a scary amount when we're talking about a car, I'm thinking like 3-4 grand. That's what I put at a scary amount for a car repair if a mechanic is telling me it. And I called up the dealership and I was like, hey, what is like worst case scenario? Then they're like, at first I couldn't hear the number that she said. She's like, but normally like a lot of people's like warranties or insurance will help them pay for it. But that's worst case scenario. And I was like, what was the number that you said? I didn't hear you. She's like, oh, probably 1K. And I was like, 1,000? You're saying 1,000 is worst case scenario? She's like, yeah, because we might need to like also like replace some component in the system. And I was like, oh, if it's 1,000, we're good. Like, we can call this my privileged position. $1,000 is a lot of money to me. But y'all were making it sound like I wasn't going to be able to afford this without putting it like on a credit card. I'll give you $1,000. I own $1,000. I can hand that to you. Fucking scaring me for no goddamn reason. And this is not to make light of $1,000. I do not want to spend $1,000 on this thing, but I can spend $1,000 on this thing. You know what I mean? Require specialized tools. And it might be that this mechanic just doesn't have it. I wanted to try to find like a Honda certified like mechanic shop. Maybe? Like a Honda specialist mechanic shop. And the first one I tried to call on the list, like they did not answer. And then when it went to voicemail, the voicemail cut out 2 seconds into the voicemail every time. Like I actually couldn't leave a voicemail. And then the second number I called without realizing it was just the dealership. But I was already on the phone with it. I was like, all right, well, let me figure out what it is. Like, what is it going to run me? You know, and then I'll freak out after. And they gave me that number, and I was like, oh, all right, I am just gonna come to y'all and just do that now. Thank you. Your AC fix was like 4K? Yeah. Did I know that $1,000 is 5 months of work in Brazil? I believe it. That's the cost. That is the benefit and the cost of living in America. If you're an average Joe Schmo, you need to be able to just hand somebody $1,000 so that your car will not make you melt. Perfect week. Yeah, so again, with humidity right now, where I live, it feels like it's 104 degrees. In Celsius, that's like what, like 34? What is it? Is it 36? What's 105 in Celsius? Quick, somebody Google. $33. So that's no bueno. Oh, I also have shit gloves. Oh, I have okay gloves. Hold on, I'm seeing people say 40 multiple times.
Wouldn't have made it without you.
Because 33 is like, God, I used to be able to do this in my head. What is it? It's 40.5. So it's 40.5 degrees Celsius. So like, fuck me. So that's too many. Let me think about it, because 0 is 32 degrees. The way that you get to the 32 is because you add 32 to the Celsius. Which means that to get from 105, I minus 32 is 73. And then I multiply it by 9/5. So I can divide it by 5. I can divide it by 5. Which is 12. No. Am I doing this wrong? I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna get to the number. $73. $73. 14. Just about 15. No, because that doesn't get me to 40. How do you do the math? Oh, it's 5/9, not 9/5. That's why it wasn't working in my head.
Greetings. How shall I guide my hammer?
So it's 72. Is 360. 5/9 is 40. Ha 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 ha! Da 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 da! Alright. I feel less stupid now. We got there. Get to Celsius. Minus the 32 first. Multiply it by 5, divide it by 9. Or divide it by 9 and multiply it by 5, whichever one's easier in my head at the moment, depending on what the number is. Alright, I'll open up this. Why not? Oh no, this is a 275. Zuppa Toscana. God damn it. Yeah, bent. Okay. How do I count the damage my Dust Devils are going to do? Aspect gives hard number and the other says 1% damage per size, and it gives me 40, but my size is 39.2 size. It gives me 40 size. I'm confused by the question because it seems like the math is pretty straightforward. So your Dust Devils have a base damage that they do. That is determined by the thing that procs them. That scales off of your weapon damage. So the stronger weapon that you use to create them, the more damage it will do. Then, the stat tells you exactly what it does. Using minions and something says plus damage close, does that mean close to you or the minion? To the minion. Pretty nasty here too, but I saw on the 13th UK news they were complaining about a heat wave. Heat wave? Rip. Remember when Skeleton Warrior Master was relevant? Oop. The answer was it was never relevant. Those are kind of cool booties. Excuse me.
I forge more than horseshoes and nails. I'll keep my forge hot. Return soon.
Alright, so essence per second, movement speed, and bone spirit. So this one I should try with first. Well, this one, because it actually has like a good... Craig and Kyle, thank you very much for the new subscribers on YouTube. Thank you, thank you. Oh, I should temper them first, I guess. Sure. Do I want crowd control duration? Kinda. Nice. Okay. Let's try roll essence per second on this?
How may I help you?
Okay. It's actually kind of big.
Solid bits here. Use it well.
Okay. Great. Let's get this nonsense out of here.
Masterful work.
Alright, I just gained +2 skill. Takes my base damage from 192 to 176. 16% is a 10th and 11th, about a 9% damage increase. It's pretty cool.
Better than starting from nothing.
Now, wait, is it already the next one? Oh, cool. Yeah. Lord Zir, you can do exclamation point boss loot. Greetings from 44 Celsius, Montreal. Y'all know it's Winterland up there, right? What's Montreal doing so hot? Bakumix and Bottle Thrower in Julio. Thank you for the follows. Hey, y'all know it's like Winterland up there, right? It's like the land of winter. .45 in Toronto. What are y'all doing? That's where Santa is. Y'all where Santa is. Y'all can't be doing temperatures that high. Hello? Which Bone Spirit is better, with or without minions? With minions. At least according to the current meta. made a new Bone Spirit version. Well, what's the new Bone Spirit version? What do you got? What'd you cook up? The fastest 100 pit farmer. Okay. I would assume that Bone Spear would be the fastest pit farmer for tier 100. $45 in freedom units. Well, I can do this math. 45 in freedom units is divide by 5. Is 7 times 9. No, that can't be right. 45 has to be higher than 100. SP divided by 5, multiplied by 9. 7 is 63. That makes no sense. That would only be 95. But we know that 40 is 104. Oh, I've been saying 7. It's 81 is 113. I sure said 45 divided by 5 is 7 because I got stuck in doing a multiplication with 8. And then I went 7 is 1 less out of 5. That's what my brain did. What's your current CD on Bone Spirit on the skill? 10.5. Luckily, we get to abuse bugged ossified essence or rapid ossification. So you just spam decrypt twice.
Come back.
You're a new player. Should you start on Eternal or Season? I would play this season. Yeah, Sirach, go for it, man. Yeah, you can link the video. Fidelis, thank you very much for the follow. Oh cool, Bone Spirit just didn't hit her. Excuse me. Oh, it is 104 with humidity right now. What up, Yellow there? Yeah, it's real bad. Es muy mal aquí. No es bueno. $124 in Kuwait? God damn. Hey, fun fact. These numbers are too high. Stop using hairspray. Fucking get your government to subsidize an electric car. I don't know, man. We gotta do something. A thing should occur. How many degrees Celsius is it? We just did this math and I just forgot it. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna take this opportunity to learn it again. 104 is 72, is 350, is 60, is 40. It's 40. 40 degrees Celsius. Where I'm at right now. A nice cool 40. No thank you, Big Bad, but I appreciate it. I like getting the gear and like finding it and having to, you know, figure out stuff when you don't got the perfect gear and all of that. It teaches you a lot. You lose out on the opportunity to learn a lot about a build and how it functions and what it needs when you just like take some gear and kind of put it together. Like, I had a GA Essence on a helmet with cooldown reduction. I was like, all right, I can't not use this. I have to use this. When in reality, oh, a GA Evan Piercer? Hold on. Are we goated with the sauce? When in reality, I could actually afford to use a base roll of Essence on the helmet to be able to enjoy, the benefits of putting essence per second on that piece of gear, and the build still functions. So, you know, now it's like, oh, okay, so like these are actually the minimum requirements of what I need as opposed to what I think that I need, and I don't have to like, you know, like super tunnel vision in on specific stats. I need to, you know, like get all these different things kind of incorporated. So, I appreciate the opportunity to do that. For DPS, what does a Necro typically equip? It depends on the build. The class itself doesn't have a specific weapon, it's the build. A lot of builds that can afford to are using two-handed sides. Got your first ever your grandfather? Very nice. Really just want the end product? Well, I already have it on max roll. It's already there. You can already go look at it. Like, I'm not testing this build particularly. I'm playing the build. And now I just need, like, the gear to support it. I don't want to put in hearts. Nobody wants to put in hearts. Somebody gonna match my freak? People are weird stingy about putting in hearts. Is somebody gonna match my freak? Is somebody gonna match my freak? I'll just go around, pick up all the treasure chests here. How do you get so many baneful hearts? You just run Hiltud. You open up chests, you kill you get your threat meter going. Kill the guy at the end. The huge. Somebody gonna match my freak. What up, Koger? How you doing? I should have done goblin farming. I would have had roughly 12 quadrillion items. Here's the thing, like, I just kind of don't do degen farming strats. When I have to, like, coordinate a group of people to do something, my brain just shuts off. Unless, like, I have to. How does a crit on overpower work? How does a crit on overpower work? You get the benefits of critting and you get the benefits of overpowering. It's not, it doesn't have like some special interaction. You get the 1.5 multiplier if you overpower at max life. You get the 1.5 multiplier if you crit. You activate any multipliers that say if you crit or if you overpower. And then you take all of your overpower damage, like your additive damage, and your crit additive damage, and you put all of that into your additive damage bucket. While there are a lot of like weird bugs and interactions in the game and stuff that doesn't work the way that it should, how damage is applied is a fairly regular and low complexity interaction. So whenever you're ever thinking about like, oh, how will this damage apply? Think about it from the simplest, most like intuitive place forward, and then assume that anything else that doesn't work like that is an outlier as opposed to defining of the expectation. Yep, when you see an orange number, you have successfully crit and you have successfully overpowered. Yeah, no problem. Shattered Spirit Tech. That's what I was going to add to my build because it's currently bad. Boys jocking my steez. Hello, Bone Spirit? Hello? A pair of GA Bone Spirit boots? No, I'm not interested in getting any items. Thank you. Is crit damage better or flat damage? I'm playing Golem Necro. They're the exact same, it just depends on which one you apply more often. Also, it's not flat damage, it is generic damage. The reason why I called that out specifically is because flat damage is something like the effect on Tyraels. That is a flat damage effect. As in when you do a thing, this amount of damage is applied. Generic damage is what we mean when we say damage without a modifier. You fix your controller? I added mapping to the flippers on the back. I have to go all the way back to the 1950s to get Al to tell me about gas turbines, large language model, cron job, natural gas is considered particularly clean, subsidizing electric cars from gas turbines. Somebody did not do their homework. You didn't just get like weird about alternative energy sources while I was just mildly ranting about I don't know what we gotta do, but it's too hot. Thanks for talking down to me, though. Have a great day. Alright, boss. Hope you live a good life. If you have not taken a look yet, Barry, I highly recommend watching the video, the damage guide that I have in the description link. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be worse, and I do have to work in the morning. Out in the heat without air conditioner. Feeling pretty good about that. Feeling pretty good about that. But tomorrow I am bringing my car to then get my air conditioner fixed. So that's pretty cool. Do I enjoy Diablo on controller more? I do, but it's because I have carpal tunnel. It's not so much about which one do I enjoy more, it's what can I physically do to be able to play the game. I do think that controller support on the game is very good. While you are like a second class citizen, by using a controller, the experience itself is still very good. You're in Worcester? Bro, fuck Worcester. I use an Xbox controller. Although I'm going to be moving out to Worcester eventually because we want to buy a house and I can't afford to live near Boston. That's just not in the cards for you, boy. Grew up in Newton? Must be fucking nice, kid. I got a bunch of friends from Newton. Are you a mess? Yeah, I'm in Boston. Rent is fucking rich. Well, the rent that I have set up in the city that I'm in right now is actually like phenomenal. That's why we're still here. I've been here for... $8 years, 9 years. Yeah. But yes, I'm very much live in Boston. I live right off the T. Wicked hot accent and all that. Okay, so because I died, I lost my thingies. Boom. How do you beat Lilith? I actually have a whole video guide very specifically on everything you need to know to kill Lilith. I would recommend checking it out on YouTube. But the answer is you literally just have to get good. And that's not me being an asshole. You just have to get good and learn the mechanics of the fight and figure out where your damage windows are and then abuse those things. Can I quote Good Will Hunting verbatim? No, I cannot. I've seen Good Will Hunting a handful of times. Hold on. It's not your fault. Don't fucking do this to me. It's not your fault. I'm serious, man. It's not your fault. That's all I got. The accent isn't that bad. You don't say khakis instead of cockies. Well, nobody says fucking khakis. But no, my accent only comes out when I'm reminded that I have an accent. Because I went and attended university, I did sales and presentations for a billion-dollar company for a number of years. And there you have to be able to enunciate so that people believe that you are intelligent, because sadly the Boston accent is considered less intelligent when somebody hears it. Just due to how the brain rationalizes why a person would sound like that. Are you a cop? There you go. You're from Alston? Also fuck Alston. Sorry, y'all gotta live there. The Departed. Mystic River. Fucking Matt Damon kid. Dunks. Dunks? Give me a pack of fucking Newports from the Packy. Yes, the Packies carry... Yes. Yeah, they got their nicotine license. Grab me a fucking pack of Newports. No, not fucking soft pack, kid. Who the fuck gets soft pack? What are you, my grandfather? Did you serve in the war? Garbage, Car, Harvard, Boston, Revere, etc., etc. I think the same about Jersey accent. Jersey accent sucks. New York accent sucks. It's all just fake knockoff versions of the transatlantic Harvard accent, which you're fucking welcome for, by the way. Watch out, Ben Affleck. Ben's doing Dunkin' commercials. That's what Ben's doing. Ouch. Hey, if you got a shitty fucking accent, I don't know what to tell you. Oh, I thought that was not gonna give me items. I was about to get real indignant real quick. Jump into the negative conclusion you meant no harm. I appreciate that. I would recommend not like not approaching the conversation from the point of you must be ignorant. It's fine that you have more than a passing interest in this topic, but like you don't need to talk down to people about it. But I do appreciate that. Is there some sort of master list of which bonuses apply to certain skills or how they actually work, like the stuff that ends up in the mechanic sections of build guides? Is there a master list of all mechanics of the video game? No. Basically, the things that get tested, things get tested to see if they work. If they work, you don't really have to worry about it. If it doesn't work, you then now have to look into it to figure out why it works. And that's just like a list of information that kind of gets like accrued. Now GMS has like a very large amount of information in various amounts of data sheets, which basically point to whether or not something has been tested, which is not the same thing as a complete breakdown of all mechanics, because again, most things in the game work how you expect them to, and the logic of the game is pretty set in that it tells you what the logic is. It is when things are outliers that they have to be cataloged. Yeah. What up, Song? What's current max damage on Songo build? What is Songo build? I was just hoping to find or build a list of these outliers. Yeah, you would have to collect the total amount of information from like every single class person and from all people that have tested things, and that's just like not a thing that has been successfully done. Like, I'm not going to keep a list of things that work exactly the way that you expect them to. I don't know. But GMS does have a lot of this information cataloged in various parts. We're also like, we have tons of resource posts on Maxroll. Like Ava has been pumping out a ton. So like we now have an attack speed resource there. We now have a damage resource and a defense resource and a lucky hit chance resource, etc., etc. So it's slowly being accrued. Has anyone ever found an Uber from a non-Uber boss? Yeah, tons. Any monster that's above level 55 can drop Ubers. Farming Lord Zier. Hey, Cobra, I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Watching a bunch of people. After watching a bunch of these people, YouTube's recommended me my streams. Thanks. Thanks, YouTube algorithm. That's legit. What is different with hardcore mode than regular mode? If you die in hardcore, your character goes away forever. So people tend to play slower and safer and stack survivability more often. You're in Somerville? You go to the same Taco Bell? I don't know if we go to the same Taco Bell, boss. Where's the closest Taco Bell to Somerville? Is there a Taco Bell in Somerville? Somerville seems very not Taco Bell. Where's the closest Taco Bell to Somerville? Is it Everett? No, Everett's kind of far away from Somerville. Where's the closest Taco Bell to you? Oh, is it the one in Everett? On 16? It's Everett? I don't typically go to that Taco Bell. I go to the Taco Bell on Squire Road in Revere. Mostly because I kind of fucking hate Everett. I hate Everett so bad. Just did 100 with Doom Blight, the Doom Necro? The Doombringer Necro? It's actually kind of sick. Dorchester. Also wouldn't go to Dorchester if I could avoid it. Wouldn't go to Dorchester. I wouldn't go to Mattapan. Mentioned GMS has the information, but I don't know what that is. GMS has a lot of information. GMS are the game mechanics specialists in the Sanctuary Discord. It is the group led by Ava in that community. You like Night Shift? Night Shift is nice. Yeah. Cocainum? Is that like copium? But stronger? Is that stronger copium? Projectiles from Evan Piercer procs Doombringer? Hard to disagree, but I can go retest it. Evan Piercer does not actually have lucky hit chance, other than very specifically for Hued Flesh. So if that is triggering it, that would be a very interesting bug. I think the government should subsidize electrolysis. I also personally hate body hair, but you know, what can you do? The dot does have lucky hit chance, so it super duper doesn't. If it's proccing Doombringer, that is a specific bug.
What is this?
Not just trying to be an asshole, but I have like recorded proof that it does not. Seems to work for you. Is it in all instances where only the bolt is hitting, or where your blade is also hitting? Where they're all hitting? I think you're noticing the proc rate from blade itself. What is here? Like, why is it saying there is a thing here? Sounds like I'm from Cambridge. Homie, do you think I could afford to be from Cambridge? No, I'm just poor and I understand other poor places. Nah, I'm from Revere. Although I don't live in Revere. Obviously, I wouldn't dox myself, but I'm from Revere and Maverick Projects in East Boston. Why does Boston get hotter than Florida in the summer and colder than Alaska in the winter? I don't believe it gets colder than Alaska in the winter, nor do I believe it gets hotter than Florida in the summer. On average. What's going on, Kiwi? What weird and wonderful things? We're just farming gear for Bone Spirit. Which Diablo is better, 3 or 4? I didn't really play 3. And better is like strictly in the eyes of the player. I've enjoyed my time with Diablo 4 more than I enjoyed my time with Diablo 3. That's not really saying anything of value then.
Light, show me mercy.
What I do is start to fight with light, hold corpse explosion button, and tap light. Interesting. Are you using Shaco and Grandfather? No, I'm not. We are hitting the 275 essence point so that I will overpower on every attack. And you cannot do that with the Shaco and a Grandfather equipped. Is my Bone Spirit gear not close enough? My Bone Spirit gear is trash. My gear is barely functional. Levels of bad. Celtics and Mavericks. I do not watch the sports ball, but I heard that the Celtics won sports. They won sports this year, so that's pretty sick for them. Shouts to Jason Tatum. But I'm not a sports ball nerd. I'm more like a Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons and lapping type of nerd. I'm into EDH? Fucking course I am, boss. Have you looked at my physical physique? Have you looked at me physically? Of course I'm into EDH. Go sports! Go sports!
It is done.
That is a very good vine. Zoop, 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 zoop. What about Modern Horizons 3? I haven't purchased any. I haven't bought product since... the Lord of the Rings set? I want to say. But like, spend your money however you want. I'm not gonna judge you. Do I play Minecraft? Of course. Minecraft's a great game. I think that Minecraft, like, nowadays, now with everything that they've added, I would call Minecraft a perfect game. Do I frequent Pandemonium or Battlefront or Battlegrounds? No, I don't go to LGSs so much anymore. I have a bunch of friends that I play with, and I kind of just buy sets that I like. I'll buy a box of 2, or I'll get it as like a gift. It makes it really easy to shop for me, because people are like, oh, what do I get you? And I'm like, Google the most recent Magic the Gathering product and buy that. But if I really like a set, I'll buy like a box or 2. I play over Spell Table or in person. Like, I have a couple buddies where we do a summer and a winter draft where we'll each bring like 3 to 4 boxes and just draft for an entire weekend at like an Airbnb or at somebody's house and just kind of get shitty wasted and play Magic all weekend while listening to hip hop. You've been an MTG judge for 13 years, bro. Let's go. Last time I was at Battlegrounds was actually just to sell off a bunch of cards because I wanted, or to trade in a bunch of value because I was pimping out a very bad Nico Bola CDH deck, and I wanted his, what were they called? The masterpieces from Amonkhet. The invocation for Damnation. That's a pretty fucking card. So I just traded in a bunch of like legacy stuff at the time. Not even legacy, just like old stuff. Like antiquities bulk that I had. Wouldn't it be better to sacrifice all your minions? It wouldn't be, no. Because we get to benefit from the Requiem aspect. That gets us like over like 330 max essence. And there's not really a benefit to sacrificing your warriors in the first place. Because you don't need crit chance, and you don't need shadow damage, you don't need resistances. So you sacrifice not being able to have like standalone Memento Mori, but instead gain an insane amount of maximum essence. The Memento Mori also allows you to use Bone Prison to gain a permanent additional minion's worth of essence after you cast it one time in a dungeon, and then 6 times Requiem's value in essence whenever you cast Bone Prison. So Bone Prison becomes this great essence gen or cooldown reduction tool, as well as increasing your damage. Play Arena now. I like Arena. I was playing on Arena for a bit. The last time I was like legit playing Arena though was like during Eldraine. But I was playing Black Standard. I was just kind of playing Black aggro with the was it a Vampire Knight? Was it a Skeleton Knight? That was like a 1/2 a mana it gains +1/+1 and Death Touch, and if it kills something keep the 1/1 or something. And then I was running Crankle, whatever the fuck the fairy's name was. I think it was Crankle? Rankle? It was one of the two. Homeboy was funny. And then the Queen of Lochthwain, whatever her name was.
Wouldn't have made it without you.
Rankle. Going with last season, build with one-hander and Lidless Wall. No, Lidless Wall is basically unusable at this point in this season. We are doing an offhand form